sir. Sit in.
Good job on getting that gold medal, I know it's all you.
Thank you.
Yes, and go ahead.
I guess, what do you envision camp like over the next couple of weeks, knowing that Kawhi's gonna be a little limited, and you have a big new group here?
I think a lot of learning, but most importantly, just getting in shape. I thought last year, the camp really set the tone for our season. I thought, having a hard training camp and, set the tone early was really good for us. I thought we got a lot of learning, a lot of conditioning, and that's gonna be our main focus, is having a hard camp, getting in shape, but make sure we execute on both sides of basketball.
With Kawhi dealing with the knee stuff, progressing but not there yet, I guess, do you have kind of like a game plan for how you want to work him into some of these practices over time?
No, we just gotta, just go step by step and just make sure he's checking all the boxes, and, the medical staff's gonna tell us when he's, ready to do everything and what he can do. So our focus is, the guys are practicing, we gotta make sure we're doing it hard, we're doing it the right way, and no shortcuts. And so that's gotta be our mentality. Like every night, we gotta come out and play hard, compete at a high level with no shortcuts. So that's gotta be our main focus.
So, obviously losing PG is a big deal offensively, defensively. But with James and Kawhi, when Kawhi's on the floor, like, do you feel that it can, I guess in a way, streamline things offensively, where it's two guys who are the main offensive hubs, as opposed to trying to get a third guy to also be one, and kind of getting everyone else to fit in around that? Can this streamline the process?
I mean, that's the idea, when you lose a player of PG's caliber, it's always tough to try to replace, someone, that kind of player. We understand it on both sides of the basketball. But with that being said, like, now, James and Kawhi, like I said, our focus as far as offensively, of course, Norm, but post Zoo a little bit more. And then everybody else has got to fit in around, to make sure that we have the right spacing, we have the right guys with the ball in their hands, making the right plays. And so that's got to be our main focus now.
And what additional responsibilities do you expect James will have amid the departures and the fluidity?
More pick and rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, more pick and rolls. Scoring the basketball more, taking more shots. But he's a dynamic playmaker also. So, with the responsibility of being the best two players with Kawhi and James, like, they got to make everyone else better as well, and he understands that.
So Lawrence talked a lot about the internal competition that you guys are going to have for rotation spots and things of that nature, and how he thought that's going to benefit the group. You do have 4 returning starters, though. Do you see that being a competition for that 5th spot, or is that something that you think just makes sense already with the guy that you
Definitely a competition. I want everyone to come and compete, for their chance and opportunity to play. And so that's going to be, like I said, at camp. Understand we got to play hard, we got to compete every night, and it starts in training camp, and it starts with those positions, like you said.
Ty, you got the new deal. First off, how did that feel to get that finally done? And kind of,
It felt great.
What does that mean for you to know the faith that they have in you as well?
No, I feel great, like you said, for them to feel good about having me here, the relationships that we have with, like I said, with Mr. Balmer and Lawrence in the front office. I think they have a great deal of respect for me and confidence in me, and I have the same in them. And so the contract speaks for itself, for just, me coming back here for, 5 years fully guaranteed, and for them to bring me back 5 years fully guaranteed, it just means a lot, and so, I'm happy to be here. Like I said, we have our own home now, which is huge. I can actually leave my shoes in the locker room and not to carry them out after every game. That's big, and leave personal things here because now we have our own home. So that's a huge plus as well.
What's something that you? Oh, I'm so sorry. What's something that you learned over in Paris that you maybe want to teach these guys, or maybe want to translate this season?
Just hard work. The caliber players that we had over for the Olympics. To see the work they put in every single day, and how hard they prepared, and how locked in and focused they were, to win the gold medal. And so, you see that, when you come back to our team, like our young guys, like being focused, being competitive every day, always trying to get an edge on your competitors and make sure you get better each day. And so that's what we had to do with the Olympics. Like, other teams have been practicing, been together for 6, 7, 8 years, practicing for 2 or 3 months, and we had like 7 days to throw it all together, you know, and so, you know, we've got better, a lot of film sessions, and so I want our young guys to see that, to be able to prepare like that, to get better, you know, each day. So, I think they will do that too as well.
How do you guys go about, y'all were dead last in passes per game last year.
How many?
Dead last
Dead
out of
last.
30 teams.
Okay.
Dead last in catch and shoot 3-point attempts. Y'all were good at making them. Y'all just didn't.
Taking the,
Y'all ain't taking enough.
yeah.
How do you go about fixing that and addressing that going into this season?
Loft, to be honest, we gotta play faster. I think we gotta play faster. We gotta, make sure we're throwing an advanced pass, attacking early in transition. I think we have players that can do that. But then, like you said, we gotta take our catch and shoot threes. Like, we've been showing it. We talk about it as a staff, like all summer, even though I was gone a lot, just talking about how we generate more threes. But the big emphasis is we gotta take our shots. Like, when we're open, we can't turn down threes. And so, we gotta get into the paint, you know, get into the paint or not trying, and then making the right play once we get there. And so, we've always been a good 3-point shooting team, we just don't take enough. And so we've been talking about that all summer, of finding ways to get more threes up, and quality threes as well.
How do you generate those transition opportunities though, when you have two of the best isolation players in the game who want to play more than a half-court set?
We gotta advance it. And then if we don't have the advance and attack, they get it back, and then they're able to do what they wanna do. But we gotta change our style of play. We gotta change the way we, I mean, I know we've been like top 4 or 5 in offense or whatever, but, you know, we still gotta change the way we play if we wanna be successful. Like, we know James and Kawhi can ISO, and they can get their shots and get their points, but we gotta generate, you know, open threes for our guys. We gotta be able to play faster attack, you know, so get to the rim early in transition. And if it's not there, then we always throw it back and get it to our guys, and they can make plays as well. So just playing faster, getting off of it, getting it back, and then attack from there.
Ty,
Ty, what perspective can you share with this past summer with what you saw from Kawhi when he was able to practice with the USA group, and then what concerns the program had about keeping him?
I can't remember.
Ready?
Can't remember.
So kind of along the lines of my last question with that internal competition, you guys have a lot of guards that seemingly could be competing for minutes. Obviously, the returning starters are James and Terrence, but when you look at the guard rotation off the bench, do you have any idea of how that may shake out right now, or is that something that you have to wait and see in camp?
Something I have to wait and see in camp. I think having those guys compete and have a true competition, and then, you know, whoever wins it out will be starting.
What are some of the, so even the starting, like maybe guard position next to James may still be
We'll
a
see.
competition? Okay.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Huh?
What are you looking for in that competition?
Someone who can defend that in that group, make open shots, be able to attack the basket, make plays. And like I said, T-Man's been great, you know, at doing that. And so, you know, we just gotta see how it plays out.
You guys added KPJ on a multi-year deal this summer. But does that signify some kind of belief that you believe he can make an impact, you know, in a rotation setting in this
Yeah,
game?
he definitely can make an impact. I mean, you don't, get paid $20 million a year, you know, in Houston if you can't play, you know, so he's a great talent. And it's gonna be my job to make sure we get the best out of him, you know. He can score the basketball, he can make plays, and I'm gonna stay on him, I'm gonna coach him hard, you know, because, you know, he's a great talent, and for us to have success, he's gonna have to be a big part of that. So I'm excited for him, I'm excited for the opportunity to get to coach him, but he's gonna be a big part of it.
So it sounds like you've already kind of envisioned how you want to use him, where you want to use him.
Yeah,
Ty, you bring Jeff JVG on board to coach under you. What are you kind of looking for from him, coaching wise this year? Like, is he going to focus more on the defensive end for you guys? And kind of like, what does that mean for you guys' relationship, that you were able to coax him after so many years to finally, kind of be under you?
Yeah, I mean, it stems back to the Cleveland days, just trying to get, JVG, and, his daughter was in school, so he wanted to make sure he waited till she graduated. But to have him now, like I said, just excited, I had a chance to play for him, had a chance to play for Stan, and just seeing what they were able to do as coaches, how they had the responsibility of both offense and defense, doing every shoot around, all 82 games, doing every prep, and just seeing how hard he worked, and how like disciplined you had to be on both sides of the basketball. If you was a half an inch off, he's gonna get on you. Like, he's that particular. And so I think you know, have him back in the game. He's excited. You know, I'm excited to have him. I thought DC did a great job, you know, while he was here as well. But like I said, I'm excited to have JVG and like I said, running the defense and, you know, I always give him stuff saying like he's not happy unless he's mad. So, you know, we need that. We need that right now, and so he's gonna be good for us.
How do you guys improve defensively? Like, what are some of the tangible things that you're looking for?
Play hard, play harder, rebound the basketball, and then get back in transition. You know, I thought our half-court defense was pretty good. We can be better, but transition, like, that's just about, you know, mindset and effort. Like, we gotta be better at getting back in transition, even though we do wanna crash more, but you can do both. And so, if you can't do both, then you can't play. And secondly, I think rebound the basketball. Like, Zoo can't be our only rebounder. Like, our guards have to rebound, everyone has to stick their nose in and rebound the basketball to secure and, you know, finish the possession. So we struggled with that last year as well.
What's
Two
it-
more.
What's it like for you to get Nico back?
Great. Yeah, it's great. You know, I think, I talk about it all the time, like, you know, two of my favorite guys is, you know, Deli and Nico. You know, just all about team, whatever you need him to do, whatever position, guard whoever. He's a great connector. Like, you know, not looking for shots, he's not looking at stats of how many assists or how many, you know, shots he's taking. Like, he just wants to win. And whatever it takes to do that, that's what he does. He's a winning player. And I'm very excited to have him back.
I know that last year, a bit of a sensitive word, but when you go through training camp, do you expect to find an identity that soon? Is there like, do you
Yeah, we're
wanna?
gonna find identity this year.
But is that something you can also like, is that also something that can grow throughout the year, or is it something you need to see right away?
I think with, you know, 5 new guys, I mean, I think it's something that's gonna grow throughout the year. I think, you know, acquire, well, really 4, but, you know, Nico's been here, but, you know, I just gotta kinda see how they fit in and, you know, what they bring. You know, I've watched some other teams, but, you know, playing for us would be different. So just kinda just see what they bring, offensively and defensively to incorporate that. But, I mean, but our identity to start is we're gonna be a hard playing team, a hard nosed team that's gonna compete on the defensive end, you know, every night. And so nothing's gonna be easy, and that's why we got notorious JVG.
Thank you.
Thanks, Todd.
Yeah, that was easy.